What's good, y'all? It's your boy Jeameave.
And your boy Mac.
Back again with ViewsFromTheHeart, and today, as you can see, you saw from yesterday, we did a S550, and today we got the big bad boy, the S-Class, the world-renowned, the ultra-luxurious, the big brother of the S550. We got a S550, but instead of it being 4MATIC, this is actually where we would drive. It's still packing the same 5.5 liter V8 with 382 horsepower and 391 pound-feet of torque. Now, when people think of S-Class, they automatically know, or for people that may not know, S-Class is pretty much synonymous with world-class luxury sans Rolls-Royce. That's pretty much the only thing that you can really find better than what's packing inside this bad boy when you're talking about luxury. S-Class is pretty much what is both synonymous with Mercedes, but is also what is world-renowned for. And so let's see what's cracking on this bad boy and see what's packing.
Let's see what's cracking.
Bro, what you doing? Bro, this is not modeling time, bro. Well, every time we got work to do. Different car, different day, grind does not stop. You already know. Anytime you taking breaks, bro.
You're right.
Let's see what's packing on this bad boy right here.
I'll tell you right now what we got. Some great ass space.
Ooh, this is the most luxurious, most action-packed, most spacious car I think we both ever been graced with the opportunity to sit in.
I'm not even gonna lie, I'm actually feeling kind of blessed. Yes, we still got the secret compartment. With it.
But y'all already know what's good.
Gang,
Mercedes S550, top of the line, world renowned, ultra luxurious. This is the bigger brother of the S550 we did yesterday.
Facts.
Again, it's the moment you step foot in this vehicle, the moment you just look at this vehicle and you just see that it just embodies luxury, class, top of the line materials. There's, again, we tried to go through this vehicle with a fine-tooth comb and try and look at it and see where could you fault this vehicle for. Now, for those that may not know, although the CL550 is a coupe, you pay more for less.
Facts. That
started base price back in 2010 at $110,000. This is a 2008, and back in the days back then, this started at $86,000, basically $87,000. Now, I don't know about you guys, but the CL550 was an extremely heavy car. So with that in mind, this actually weighs, I believe, 200 pounds less
than the
CL. That's actually surprising. This big ass vehicle weighed less than the coupe we did yesterday. And you guys want to know why?
Why?
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. This is where we would drive. The CL550 we did yesterday was a 4MATIC, which is all-wheel drive. So that all-wheel drive system apparently carries around the neighborhood of 200 and something pounds with it. So believe it or not, according to my metrics and my information gathering, so don't shoot the messenger.
My man said my metrics. You don't get this Jimmy Neutron.
This vehicle actually weighs around the neighborhood of 4,400 pounds. And to be quite honest with you, it is a large, don't get me wrong, it is a very large vehicle, but it doesn't quite feel like it's an overly large vehicle, does it?
No, it doesn't. It's... Sorry, I'm sweating my ass off. I'm probably looking disgusting. I'm not gonna lie, it's hot as hell.
It's actually hot today. For the first time, if y'all been watching the videos, literally, like I said, been trying to do this Monday through Friday at minimum, and every day has been cloudy. This is the one day in the past 2 weeks that we've had sunlight, and boy, do I miss it. But yeah, I probably look like something on this camera right now. But you know, we can keep it pushing though, because you know the grind doesn't stop. But like I said, this interior is honestly to die for. Despite the fact that this color, it does not have Alcantara headline like the CL. This is more of a cloth. So that CL definitely was spec'd out to basically the brim. Piano black accents and things like that for that one. But this one, it has a tan. It has a much more, what should I say?
Bro, is this a mirror?
That is a mirror. That is a mirror. That is a mirror, people, for the back.
That is so considerate.
It is. But you know, I mean, like with that said, just look around with this interior. It has a nice tan, nice wood grain, and I think the tan emphasizes the wood grain. And I usually don't like wood grain at all, but it just gives a real classy, real premium look.
Brings out my tattoo.
Yeah. But like I said, we went through this vehicle with a fine-tooth comb and to possibly try and find something that we may not like, or where they may have skimmed up, because like I said, this is like what, a almost $40,000 difference between this spec and our previous spec CO550. I don't see where this skimped out. I really don't. This, besides, you know, obviously the Octara headliner, pretty much everything that the CO550 had, this does. And honestly, if I were to choose between the two, I probably would consider this over the CO. Don't get me wrong, the CO550 was an amazing car, one of the most luxurious cars I've ever sat in. But when you come into the bigger brother, not necessarily in price, but in the size of it, I don't see where this vehicle skimped out. And for the price of it, it's kind of hard for me to justify the fact that it's in a coupe form factor. You know, a $30,000 to $40,000 plus difference. That's just me personally. It has the same 5.5 liter V8 pushing out 382 horsepower, 391 torque. To be honest, this actually feels a little bit peppier. I can feel personally that 200 plus pounds. I feel like this being rear wheel drive is caters more to my driving dynamics that I'm used to. I prefer rear wheel drive, more fun, more driving pleasure. Even though this is obviously the complete opposite of any sort of sportiness, this V8 does not feel underpowered whatsoever for this car.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Driving this vehicle to this location, putting my foot on the gas, it got up and went, and in droves. And keep in mind, it doesn't even have 400 horsepower, barely pushing 400 horsepower.
385.
But it's feeling like it has about 450, which the newer S550s, I don't want the Mercedes people to get mad at me. I forgot the actual chassis designation for it, but I'm gonna say W220. Probably get grilled because I'm going off the top of my head. Like I said, we try and do this all natural.
You gonna get grilled?
We're probably gonna get grilled.
Yeah, leave me.
I don't remember if it was a W204, if that was the C class, or the W220 was the S class designation. But anyway, that's a little probably too technical for the average viewer. But you know, I do try and keep them on my German cars. I know my BMWs like the back of my hand. You know, E90, E46, E36, F10, F12 for the 6 Series. You know, it goes hand in hand. But with that said, you know, we're not talking about BMW today. We're talking about top of the line S class.
Pull up inside that black on black parking big ass Benz inside the handicap.
Shout out to Nip.
Nip.
But like I said, I think we covered everything we need to about this vehicle. Like, honestly, if you watch our CL550 review, anything you watch there, it's pretty much translates into this. It's hard to fault this interior. This interior is like a good 7.5, 8 out of 10. And like I said, that's only because I know that there are things that like Rolls-Royce and Bentleys in the world. And I think the only other manufacturer that can compete with this would be like a Porsche Panamera,
BMW 7 Series,
Audi A8,
Lexus LS.
But you know, with that said, even though it obviously does have its competition, it can be argued that, at least until recently, you know, the new 7 Series does look really nice. And don't get me wrong, the new S Class is really nice too. But I think BMW brought the heat with the newest 7 Series and the G11, if I recall correctly. No, sorry, that was the 5 Series. Ooh, I'm gonna get grilled. I don't even know my...
Yeah.
But interior immaculate, driving dynamics for a big luxury car feels decently nimble. But y'all gonna find that out once you start doing the driving portion.
Once you do that driving portion, y'all gonna see.
But like I said, again, the other thing too is $90,000. Again, Mercedes. What is this? What is this?
I'll pull up inside.
That beeping is a little bit annoying. I can't even. Okay, finally stop.
Fine.
But you know, like I said, let's listen to this little.
Hola.
Large. Oh wait, time out. Copyright. Alright, we good. My fault. I didn't even realize we were having El Compadre in the background.
My fault.
That's supposed to be your job. But anyway, why don't you guys go ahead and take this little trip with us and see what it's like. Draking on.
Let's do this.
Let's get it. So what's it like driving a 2008 Mercedes-Benz S550?
Royalty.
We got my boy Robert in the back being chauffeured.
As usual. My man's booling in the back.
Booling. But like I said, we trying to do this every day of the week, Monday through Friday. The grind does not stop. This vehicle is immaculate.
No money in.
No money out. Word to Nip. But this vehicle honestly is like driving on a cloud. Yeah. I feel absolutely zero word imperfections. Yes, the CL that we did yesterday is a derivative of the S-Class. A lot of technology is borrowed from it to make that coupe, which has now been rebranded to the S-Class coupe. But this, in and of itself, regardless, still feels on another level of riding luxury and comfort. This is a rear-wheel drive vehicle. It is not 4MATIC, so in terms of suspension, it definitely doesn't feel as floaty. It feels a little bit more planted, a little bit more secure, but still maintains a luxury finesse to it, a luxury appeal, and like.
Oh, what you got going on, my nigga, motherfucker? See, y'all thought I was gonna say.
Y'all gonna see that on the top. But anyway, before I was really interrupted by someone that clearly does not know how to drive, you know, man, where was I? This vehicle,
going on the cloud, more planted.
The driving dynamics of it, the steering wheel, it's pretty light, but something about it, I guess you could probably attribute that to the four-wheel drive suspension. It's a little bit heavier here. Still extremely light. Still appealing to more luxury-oriented customer in mind, but there's a little bit more feedback, just a little, not much to really make much of a difference, but enough to notice if you drive them back to back that this steering wheel is actually just a little bit more weighted. So it's actually a pretty good comparison because, like I said, the CL550 and the S550 are basically brother and sister. This being
my fault.
This being the bigger brother, and honestly, with a starting price of $87,000 and the starting price of the CL550 at $110,000, I don't know if I see a nearly $30,000 difference right there.
In the CL and this one.
In the CL and this S550, I really don't. I don't see enough for it to justify that premium because everything that CL has, it has it in here. With more space, with 4 doors, in a sedan, with to me what feels like more pep because, mind you, this actually weighs 200 pounds less than that 4MATIC all-wheel drive CL550. You feel that 200 pounds.
Yeah, you do.
Remember, that's basically a whole other average human adult that's not in the car. And I'm enjoying this. This is an absolute pleasure as a daily driver. You know, this is a naturally aspirated engine, so you know reliability is pretty much up there in terms of the engine. Everyone knows when it comes to German luxury vehicles, in terms of the electronics and auxiliary hardware, that can be up to that. Your mileage may vary in terms of that, but something like this, a reliable, bulletproof Mercedes V8 with enough horsepower to where it never feels like as if it's straining this vehicle. It's magnifico.
Yeah.
Sublime.
It's royalty. It's immaculate.
It is.
This Dodge.
Pontiac. But see, Pontiac doesn't even exist anymore.
It don't.
American vehicle makers, take note. You guys should already been taking notes. This vehicle is old. On the older side, it's a decade old.
Facts.
And even the Gen 2 CTS-V, from my understanding of what I've seen, because I have been in a Generation 2 CTS-V, I haven't been in a Generation 3. And I'm pretty sure the Generation 1 CTS-V was what came out and was competing with this at the time. Don't quote me verbatim, but I do believe so. And my God, the Generation 1 CTS-V is absolute trash compared to this.
Caliente basura.
there's really no comparison between the Generation 1 Cadillac CTS-V, and on the top of my mind, that would be the only American-made vehicle from a major American motor company that would compete with this. There's no competing with that Generation 1 CTS-V and this Mercedes S550. Absolutely none. There's no doubt in my mind about that. The luxury, the interior, the styling, the aesthetics, all of that goes to this. And you guys, like I said, it's not hard to fault people that have a preference towards foreign cars as opposed to German cars, as opposed to American cars, excuse me, because the gap is tightening. Don't get me wrong. The gap is becoming closer and closer. But looking down history and seeing something like this, there's just absolutely no comparison. And that's the most aggravating thing, because Cadillac used to be the top of the line. It used to be the premier. Cadillac, the name itself, used to exude world-renowned luxury that a Mercedes S-Class now is ubiquitously known for worldwide. For anyone that is even remotely aware of what Mercedes is, everyone that thinks of Mercedes thinks of S-Class. Everyone that thinks of Mercedes wants something like an S-Class, because this is Mercedes' top of the line. There's pretty much no better from Mercedes than this, and even from other manufacturers, there used to be generally no better option sans Rolls-Royce, Bentley, something that you're paying well into the $400,000+ range. Can you please get the fuck in? Jesus Christ. But don't get me wrong, American cars, they pack amazing engine for the price. But at the end of the day, do you really need all that power?
Nope.
And I'll be the first to tell you, I want that power. But as an everyday type thing, practical, family driver, anyone can drive it. Your wife, your baby girl, your son, anyone can drive this vehicle without fear, or you fearing that, especially considering this is a rear-wheel drive car, it's not scary, overpowered, or that they might kill themselves trying to show off. The traction control in this car, amazing. And on top of that, you have to go through some steps just to turn the traction control off in here. That's a plus. You have to go through some menus. There is no readily identifiable button that I can click to turn traction control off in this S550. You want to know why? Because they already know to have a customer that they're appealing to. The average customer, the majority of the customers of this kind of class and vehicle will never even think about trying to do donuts, burnouts, and things of that nature. And anyone that knows that does like to do those things, traction control absolutely has to be off for the car to even be compliant with doing so. Otherwise, traction control will completely kill the power to the rear wheels and rear wheel drive car.
Bro, you are doing donuts in the S5 and I catch you on the cop. The S5 is no right.
Should not be disrespected like that.
I'm telling you right now, I'm calling the cops.
But you know, this vehicle, man, I got cool and ventilated seats going on right now. Like come on. I'm being pampered as I'm driving.
Oh yeah, I love this.
We're ducked off, we're cooling, we're booling, we're chilling,
booling in the bitty.
We're bull bombing elected. And there's honestly, like I said, honestly guys, I'm trying to come up with possible, not necessarily negatives and things I may not like. The only things that I can think of is the non-panoramic and the not push to start, twist the key, but this is a 2008, so that's a little bit more understandable. Can you think of anything, my good man?
I can't, to be honest. One, that guy's threw me all the way off.
See, like, this 4,400 pound vehicle manages to do that with ease.
You did that right when I was fucking scared the dog shit.
I apologize, but, you know, I mean, look at that. You're not getting beeping no Prius in here, despite how much it weighs, how big it actually is.
get smoked by a Prius, I'm calling the cops. Calling the cops.
Wheel drive, fun. It's for a big vehicle. I'm actually surprised. This is actually pretty fun to drive.
No, honestly, I was again shocked by that get up. And
you probably look scared in the video too.
I know. I hope you edit that part out.
No, I'm not. Hell no.
I know, because you're a full asshole. You don't care. But, this is, again, a fun ride. It's a smooth.
We're going over, like, basically a nuclear warpath over here where it would seem like as if all that is traveled on this road would be tanks and 6,000-pound vehicles and above.
You can tell LA Riots on right.
And you can just hear all the road imperfections in here, and honestly, none of it is translating into this cabin. The camera might be shaking a little bit, but I'm booming. We got 12 right here in front of us. Right here at the light. Always doing something. But you know, like I said, honestly, I'm trying to go off the top of my head about things to even say about this vehicle other than the fact that it's just
supposed to start.
the luxury is on another level. There is not many things that can compete with this. Or like I said in the intro, many have imitated, never duplicated. And that is a complete fact when it comes to this vehicle. American cars have tried. They failed horribly, in my humble opinion. And we're just trying to give you guys, like I said, our honest opinions. That's all we can do, and that's all we're gonna do. So, with that said, you guys take it how it will. This vehicle has been a pleasure to drive. I mean, look at Tony.
Oh yeah, no.
6'5" on a good day.
Oh yeah.
He has his foot is not even fully planted with the seat all the way back. And there's still room for a person to sit behind him.
I can stink legging this motherfucker.
There's our boy Robert back there still cool. Remember, this vehicle is available to purchase at Carlux. Shout out again to Sunny, Robert, the entire team. Thank you guys so much again for this opportunity, and of course you guys, especially the viewers. But literally, he has so much room in this vehicle that he can be sprawled out, basically take a not a nap, go to sleep.
I could take a mean ass slumber
pretty comfortably, and someone can still sit behind him if necessary.
I would definitely take the corner road.
Robert, what's the leg room feeling like back there?
Bro, I have so much room. I can really stretch out.
You know, this is S-Class, people. There's not much, if anything, better than this. Honestly, there isn't. And that's a testament to Mercedes quality. Like I said, this vehicle is a decade old, if not a little bit older, depending on when it was made. 2008, people, and it still looks like this. Clean. Materials, top notch. Second to almost none. Back then, for this price, honestly, it is expensive, but I think it's worth it. I think it would be worth it. Personally, would I buy it brand new? Most likely, again, no. But can I see something worth about it? Can I think of it logically and say, okay, this really doesn't drive like anything else. This almost feels like almost nothing else. I mean, I don't know the last time I've ever driven in a vehicle in which the way it caresses my body and makes me feel in these seats, I don't know of anything better than that. And that's just really a true testament to the quality of it.
Honestly, this vehicle makes me feel safe.
It does. It's large, luxurious, large and in charge.
I feel safe before. But
with that said, I think we covered everything we need to about this vehicle.
we did.
There's really not much else to say, people, other than it being immaculate. One of the best vehicles I've had the pleasure to drive around. Steering, although very vague, is nice to feel. And with that said, this video is now coming to a close. Thank you guys again so much, our viewers, for watching. You guys want to keep us going. This video is now out.